Welcome to a Fistful Podcast. I'm your host, that Rebecca Mode. Your prayer warrior, Christy Christ. I believe in God because He paid the price. If you're tuning in to my show, then you already know. You're not afraid to let your face show as you grow. Everything in your past, you had to let it go. Cause your present situation does not speak for you, you know. Your future is unknown, so you and God are on the go. The things that tried to break you only made you strong, I know. It wasn't your battle, it wasn't your fight. You cried midnight, so you had to
that
be
long
strong.
term doesn't. Yeah, I know. Because he put a title on you and said you didn't want it. So now you feel obligated to help him fix it. But no, just as you have options, if you didn't have a title, you still have options with a title. You're not obligated because you're not married. We're talking about dating. We're not married. The answer from the poll is which one would you prefer first? The relationship title or the foundation first? I'm going to get into the reason why. I'm going to let you know the poll votes first. But I am also going to get into the reason why for each one first and foremost. And behind me, y'all know me, a Fistful Podcast. A Fistful Podcast hosted by, hey, your one and truly only Christy Christ that reveals the most sister to you. And first and foremost, I know I've been out for a while. I had family and friends come to town, so I've been enjoying them as we, get the summer kicked off for this tour. So thank you. And I was still charted at number 116 on Apple's podcast chart out of 250. Today, I'm number 35. So that 116 was kind of old. From June 9th, actually, just a few days ago, or last week, rather. But moving forward, I'm going to introduce to you why relationship titles are important as foundation first. First and foremost, I want to say welcome back to a Fistful Podcast. I am your host, Sister Christy Christ Anderson. And I'm going to get into the reason why I say the titles are important. Relationship titles are important because they give you a specific place of where you stand with that person. So, which means, okay, some people like to say companion. Some people like to say my other half, my significant other, or either my, that's my friend, or that's my man, my girl, my homie. But that specific title gives you a place or an idea of a place of where you stand with that particular person and where you guys are. Now, the foundation is you building prior to being identified as that relationship title. So it's like when you're building the foundation first versus them giving you a title first, it's like, dang, what are we working on? Because what kind of foundation will matter? You get what I'm saying? And you don't know what kind of foundation you're building because sometimes you want that title first to see what kind of foundation you're building. Because sometimes it could be a friend foundation. Some people want to know, can you be trusted? Can you be trusted? Can you be trusted as a friend, a brother, a sister? And it's like overwhelming sometimes because sometimes you want that particular place in that person's life. But some people are just not ready to meet your criteria at that particular moment. And which requires you to have more patience. We don't like patience, huh? We don't like to be patient. That's fine. Okay, with titles, I'm gonna speak my truth. Y'all know Sister Christy Christ reveals the most. I've had the experience to have a title first and then build foundation. I've had the experience to have the foundation first and build on the title, working towards the title. But let me share with you why I think titles are important. Because me in particular, I want to know where I stand with you. I'm not gonna sit here and work on a foundation with somebody and trying to build something that's hard to tear down when I don't even know where I stand with you. So I could be building something harder, and you can be building something that's mild. But so that means we're not on the same page as building, because I'm on that title to where, dang, I need a title. I need to know where I stand in somebody's life before I actually put in that work. You know what I'm saying? So, me, I go into with a person to know that, look, hey, I'm a wife. I have the mind frame of being a wife. I've been a wife twice. Yeah, listen to the old episode. I'm not going into it. But I've been a wife twice. So it's like my longevity. I believe in longevity. I believe in, long term. So, which is short term. If you're trying to be short term, it's like, dang, I don't want that. But long term is what I go for. Long term is why I date. Long term is, I'm something serious, because I like to be taken serious, and I take people serious in return. It's not like you're just going to take me all serious and you're not going to get the in return. No, you put out 100%, I'm going to give you 110%, because that's just me. That's just who I am. And if I tell you you're my man, you're my man. That means everything else, everybody else has know their role. They're going to play it well. And I'm going to let them know, hey, check it or respect it. You get what I'm saying? But if I don't have that title, it puts me in a predicament to know and to feel like, dang, I'm confused, because I'm doing all a relationship type of person. I'm doing all this. I'm doing all that. I'm putting in this effort. I'm putting in this time. I'm putting in this work for something that I believe that is long term. That I believe that I think is long term. But it's based on that person's actions. It's based on what they're showing me. So I'm putting in that work as a long term partner. But in reality, you don't know how that partner is feeling. You don't know what title or pedestal that partner has placed you on, because they have not spoken it. And some people believe that what's understood don't need to be explained. But me, I believe what's unsaid need to be said, because sometimes you just need to hear it just one time. Like, if you like me, hey, go on about it. But if you're not like me, you know when you stand with somebody, hey, that's obvious. But people's actions sometimes do not match their words, and that can bring upon the confusion in a relationship or any kind of ship. You get what I'm saying? So that can confuse you of what title you may think you have, but you really don't, because you have already agreed with that person to think that what's understood don't need to be explained. So now you need to be explained, and you need to hear where you stand with that person. And it's not too late to change it, and you're not specifically changing it. You just making like, hey, like, we're still on the same page, we're still good. Basically, it's really reassurance to something you already know. So, and I'm gonna go ahead. That's my take on why relationship titles mean to me, because before I put in this work, I want to know where I stand with you. You can tell me all day, but can you show me? Can you continuously show me consistently where I stand with you? And I get what you say. What's understood don't need to be explained. But at the same time, can you at least say it once? What's unsaid can be said at least once. You get what I'm saying? Now, moving on to foundation. Why foundation is also important. I had a lot of feedback on that to say where foundation was important first. Building a foundation is first before titles. And I had a lot of feedback to say titles are important versus building foundations. But let me explain to you why I think foundation is also important. Because it depends on what kind of foundation you're building. You can be building on a friendship foundation, which is true. That's where you start. But if that's not where you're gonna end, why are you building on something? Matter of fact, why are you building on something that doesn't have a title to it? Matter of fact, I want to know, what are you building? Because if you have came to the agreement with that person to help build something, work on something, and move through something, how long is it going to take you both to come to a mutual agreement to put a title on what you're building? And that's the confusing part about building a foundation prior to having a title to something, is because you can build with somebody, and it could be knocking down by one distrust, one act of distrust, one act of adultery, one act of lying, one act of unkindness can knock that foundation down if you don't know what you're building on. So, knowing what you're building on and building who you're building with does matter. And I get it to where you want to get to know the person. While you're building a foundation, you are also getting to know that person. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh, we're just building and we're just working on trust, we're working on communication, we're working on, consistency. I get it. Those are three important T's, top important T's of building. But what is the goal? Who is the goal you're working on with? Because you can build for years and still not have a place in somebody's life. You can build for years and still not mean as much to somebody as they mean to you. Because me, look, if I see consistency in something, if I see consistency in us, and we're building, and then all of a sudden it gets knocked down by one distrust act that you do. Now I'm confused. Now I want to know, what the hell was I building? Who was I building it with? What was I to that person? Where did I ever see? Now you're going to start to question. You're going to start to question yourself. You're going to start to question the relationship. You're going to start to question that person. You're going to start to question where you stand. You get what I'm saying? So both having a title and building a foundation are important. Both of them are important. But to decide on which one comes first depends on those two people involved. It depends on the sincerity of their heart involved. And y'all, I'm sorry for the background music if it's too loud or whatever. But I'm gonna go ahead and pause for 1 minute because I need to say what I gotta say. I want y'all to hear me well. So I know you see me. You see me? Please not see me. That's fine. But when a person loses trust in you, and when you give a person to trust something, and then you make a mistake in giving that person something to trust. So while you're building whatever you're trying to build with that person, it can bring you back down to square one at any time, in any moment. It can make you disbelieve everything that you was working towards while building. It's just like Jenga. Let me tell you. Jenga, you're building first, right? You done built it, ain't you? You done built Jenga. Jenga go up. But then you start to take out communication. That's working. Okay, we're still standing. And then you start to take out, consistency. That's still standing. And then you start to take out, let's see, what else we work on in a relationship? Listening. We take out listening. He listens. And then we take out the sex, because sex is important. If y'all not celibate, or if you fornicating, we're humans. It happens. So we take out sex. Sex is good. We're still standing. And then we move on to infidelity. Boom. And then the whole jigger fell, just because that one person committed infidelity. So now you questioning, like, damn, we failed that fast. As quick as you built that, it can come down at any time when something like that happens. So when it falls down and tumbles down, now you're questioning what the hell we was building. Why were we building a foundation first? And all the while you pulling out communication, boom, pulling out sex, boom, pulling out trust, boom, pulling out consistency, boom, and then you never got a fucking title each one of them jingle bells you pull. Why? You still don't know what, I don't know where I stand, but communication is good. I don't know where I stand, but consistency is good. It does not matter about what's understood, doesn't need to be explained at that point. Because as soon as that infidelity is pulled, boom. As soon as one person cheats, boom, it all tumbles down. And now what? Now you got a whole lap full of foundation, and you still don't know where the hell you stood with that person. But you done built that damn foundation. And all that hard work, all them nights, all them dates, all that time you done put in, and to see it fall just from one mistake makes you question everything you just put, all that work you just put in. So that's why both of them are important, but you can't get one without doing the other first. And you can't have one without the other. So both of them are important. But for me, I need to know where I stand before I start building a foundation that's going to fall from one mistake. Because I'm going to tell you like this. If you know where you stand with somebody, okay, boom, he said I'm his woman. All right, communication. We communicate good. This the difference. The first jingle that failed, we didn't have a title. Now we got a title. Let me tell you, I'm his woman. He said that. Ooh, we put a commitment on that. Let me show you. Boom, communication. We communicate good. Trust. We trust each other. Consistency. We going out on dates and stuff. He spending time. You know what I'm saying? And sex. Sex is good. Okay. He taking care of the kids. Okay. Boom. He cheats. Fall down. Jingle fail. Or she cheats. Boom. Jingle fail. Cause cheating go both ways now. It all depends on who get caught first. So boom, whoever got caught first cheating, boom, there you go. But you shouldn't be cheating anyway, because you gave each other titles and you made a commitment. But let me just go on with the story. So boom, the fail. Okay, in the beginning he said I was his woman. Now he done cheated in a jingle fail. This the difference. When you was working towards something that's long term, you have options to continue to work towards that long term, or to not work toward that long term. And when you have a title, it makes you feel like you're obligated to continue working towards that long term, doesn't it? Yeah, I know. Because he put a title on you and said you his woman. So now you feel obligated to help him fix it. But no, just as you have options, if you didn't have a title, you still have options with a title. You're not obligated because you're not married. We're talking about dating. We're not married. So with a title, you have options. Without a title, you have options. You're not obligated to do nothing you don't want to do to move forward if you don't want to. If that person chooses to fix it and they're sincere about fixing it, then you can weigh your options and be like, dang, was it really worth it? And if you feel it was worth it and you want to get back to building that, hey, by all means. But if you choose to, you need to understand that moving forward, that was a choice you made. You get what I'm saying? So if something else happened, that person messes up, you have to understand that I'm making this choice. That means my feelings is in my hands now. You put your feelings in his hands the first time. That means your feelings are completely in your hands now. So whatever happens now, after you fix it or after he starts to fix it and he mess up again and you don't want to fix it, you have to know that you hurt you now moving forward because you made the option to stay. You made the choice to stay. You made the decision to stay and help work it out. But if that person does not, if he does want to move forward and you don't, and you're like, you might do this again.